How to become a brilliant thinker. You were born to be brilliant in your own way and in your own sphere of influence. I've met only a few people in my life who don't want to change. Most really do. They can envision the progress they want to make. Their intentions are good, but there is one nagging reason that keeps many of us from moving ahead in life. It is our thoughts. Those seemingly insignificant sentences that pass through the mind, greatly influencing everything we say and do. From our thoughts, we hear messages that can propel us towards outstanding accomplishments and positive change, or drag us into a negative spiral. Do you struggle with your own thoughts? Thoughts of worry, insecurity, frustration, and even anger? I do. We all do. For many of us, the ideas continually running through our minds are more adversaries than allies. Left unchecked, our thought life can become our own worst enemy, poisoning us from within. And it's our choice. Surprisingly, many of us do not see the relationship between our thoughts, feelings, and words that flow from our mouths. Thoughts, optimistic, pessimistic, and everything in between, flit through our minds all day long, and they affect everything about us, from our emotions to our health, depending on how active your mind is. You may produce more than 45,000 thoughts a day. Woo! It's actually a huge number. Flock of birds flying in and out of your mind. So what exactly are your thoughts? Well, they are how we are conscious of things. They are made up of our memories, our perceptions, and our beliefs. They are glimpses, even snippets of ideas. They make up one of the most essential facets of life. Sometimes they pass fleetingly, barely noticed. Sometimes they come sharply into focus. Our thoughts determine the orientation of everything we do. They evoke the feelings that frame our world and motivate our actions. And they have the power to shape and change the way we feel. Our ability to think and represent things to ourselves also enables us to bring vast ranges of reality and non-reality into our lives. Basically, that means that with our thoughts, we can usher excellent or bad things into our lives, real or imagined, depending on the content of our reviews. Welcome to Thought Chemistry 101. Are your thoughts harmless or harmful? Well, it depends. It is important to understand that our thoughts aren't isolated or disconnected. Each time you have a view, it triggers an electrochemical reaction in your body, whether you are aware of it or not. That's right. Each idea sets off a biological process, about 400 billion at once. Because of that thought, chemicals surge through the body, producing electromagnetic waves. Those of us and those set of emotions which affect how we behave. We listen to our feelings and act upon them. For instance, when we are fearful or worried, we may work by withdrawing, attacking, or blowing a situation out of proportion. Whenever you have a thought and that electrical transmission goes across your brain in a fraction of a second, you become aware of what you are thinking. Ever wonder when you are feeling good, why you are feeling so good, why you are feeling optimistic or happy? There is a simple reason for this. It is due to those chemical reactions set off in your brain as a result of your thoughts. Bad feelings and attitudes arise from this process too. That is because some of the chemicals that are triggered by our thoughts are feel-good chemicals. Others are downers. How your thoughts shape your character. You may wonder, aside from affecting our moods, does it really matter what we think? We are just talking about harmless thoughts? Wrong. The truth is the content of your reviews matters a lot. You see, your thoughts can limit who you are and what you become, or they can act as a catalyst prompting you forward in your life. Your ideas influence your character, shape your attitudes, determine your behaviors as well. Furthermore, they affect your spirituality and even influence the immune system. That's right. Your thinking determines whether you will be happy or sad most of the time. It even determines if you will get married and whether your sex life will be satisfying. That's right. Your thoughts and your health. Thoughts can create stress in your life. The evidence is very, very clear. Stress negatively affects health in many, many ways. Humor, on the other hand, helps your brain function healthily. In reacting to rumor, both sides of the brain are activated simultaneously. When you tell a joke, the left side, the part responsible for thinking, starts firing. When you get a joke and start laughing, your right side becomes active. Research indicates that people tend to be more creative when they see something as funny. Other studies suggest that laughter helps increase the flexibility and creativity of thinking. Humor even has been used to help strengthen the immune system. And that's right. Thoughts create emotions that can have a lasting physical effect on your body. For example, when we dwell on old hurts and wounds, we build a mental habit. Every time we think about that pain from the past stress and its toxic effects surfaces with increasing speed. Each time you think that negative thought, you build a more robust pathway to that negative emotion, and you are more likely to express yourself negatively. Your emotional pain can even trigger physical pain or damage. Researchers have linked toxic thoughts to heart and vascular problems, gastrointestinal problems, headaches, skin conditions, intestinal tract disorders, chronic pain, lung and breathing disorders, and immune impairment. As a negative thought develops, it activates a brain section that releases emotions related to the idea. If it is a negative or toxic thought, one of those insidious downer chemicals is released, stimulating the release of another, which enables the release of yet another. Chemicals released by negative emotions can affect your brain's nerve cells, causing difficulty in retrieving memories. That in turn suppresses the ability to remember and think constructively. Chemicals released in the brain result from positive thoughts don't cause this kind of damage. Toxic thoughts impact both emotional and physical balance. The hormones released can disrupt positive brain functioning, making it difficult to concentrate or focus. The good news is that your thoughts also can create a calmness that helps control your emotions, reining them in before they spin out of control. Every positive or happy thinking spurs your brain to action, releasing chemicals that make your body feel good. Why self-talk matters? This is where the power of self-talk is so evident. Self-talk is simply the thoughts you tell yourself. Thoughts follow specific pathways in the brain. When a thought occurs, the path of the brain called the thalamus goes to work making sense of the information and running it through the path of the brain that stores memories, the amygdala. When your thoughts are toxic or harmful, you have handed off control to your emotions, chemical reactions that aren't always reliable. Part of the amygdala's purpose is to alert us, but unless it is steadied with non-toxic, balanced thoughts, the emotions it generates can dominate, and that can cause a negative, even irrational response. We all have memories hidden somewhere beyond our conscious memory, blocked because the event was extremely painful or traumatic. It is as though God has built into the functioning of our mind the ability to repress emotionally painful material. Some of these memories stay there until our subconscious minds believe it is safe to access them. We need to remember that, like so many other things, accessing memories is a biological process. Which memories did you activate today? Were they negative or positive? Did they hinder your life or enhance it? We are what we think. You can learn to control your thoughts that change your brain's chemistry, affect your emotions, and even influence your character. And that means you can have significant control over your physical well-being too. Stop for a moment and reflect on your thought life. What type of deposits do you usually make? Think about it. Science simply confirms what Scripture has been saying all along. We are shaped in large part by our thoughts. Why else will the great apostle Paul says, and I quote, "Fix your thoughts on what is true and good and right," which is from Philippians 4:8. The scriptures have much more to say about the act of thinking in our thought life. The words think, though, and mind, it's used hundreds of times in the Bible. The writer of Proverbs stated succinctly, and I quote, "As he thinks within himself, so he is," close quote. God, of course, knows the content of our thoughts. All the ways of human beings are pure in their own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits, the thoughts and intents of the heart. Our Creator designed us so that our thoughts have an impact on every aspect of life. Positive reviews bring about positive effects. Negative thoughts take everything from attitude to health into the opposite direction. No wonder the author of Proverbs wrote, "A cheerful heart is a good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Are your thoughts shaping you? Or are you shaping your thoughts? And what are your thoughts producing? If you are not in control of your mind, who is? Who has control of what you think? The Bible promises the believer a sound, well-balanced mind. In Timothy 2, Paul writes, For God did not give us a spirit of timidity, of cowardice, or of craven and cringing and frowning fear, but he has given us a spirit of power, of love, and of calm and well-balanced mind and discipline and self-control. A calm, disciplined, and self-controlled person with a well-balanced mind can create more of this positive, self-fulfilling prophecy. So yes, you really can think of yourself as healthy. Think yourself successful. You have the power to think yourself out of worry and anxiety. You have the ability, the power to think yourself out of bitterness and resentment. You have the ability to think and give forgiveness. Think yourself in control of your emotions. Think yourself out of stress. Think yourself happy. The possibilities are limitless. Reflect and remember, your life is directed by your thoughts. Your thoughts create your behavior. Your thoughts affect the chemistry in your brain. Your thoughts and your emotions are closely linked. Toxic thoughts create negative feelings. You can learn to be responsible for your mind. We are what we think. The Creator knows our thoughts. The Creator gives us a well-balanced mind. What happened in your life today is because of what you thought. You can learn to be responsible for your mind. And that is essentially what Scripture instructs us to do. We can learn to direct our minds to reflect the Creator's will. And because experiencing emotions based on thinking this way is a biochemical event, following scriptural principles creates a different biochemical solution. That is right. The kind God desires for us. Clearly, it is a better way to live. Your thoughts and your biochemical reactions shape your emotional and physical health. What we do comes out of who we believe we are. The ancestor of every action, as they say, is a thought, your thought. Read every day, something no one is reading. Think every day, something no one else is thinking. Do every day something no one else will be silly enough to do. It is bad for the mind to be always part of unanimity. Let us understand that our brain is a continuous thinking machine. We cannot stop our thinking until the end of our time, the end of our life. Bright and brilliant thoughts are like burning stars. And ideas flood, they stretch the universe. Signing off, Dr. Masasekani Meshack Khosa, the Thinking Futurist. Thank you.